really don't get movies like Fantastic Planet anymore. Released in 1973 by French director and animator René Laloux, who also directed a short film called The Snails, Fantastic Planet takes place on an alien world in which humanity is not the dominant species, but rather a big blue humanoids called the Drogs. The idea of this film is discussing animal abuse and saying, look at all these messed up things the Drogs are doing to humans. But deep down, humanity is no different in the way we treat animals. There's a scene of 3 drog children tormenting a human and her child, and they keep playing around with it, which hurts the human, and eventually they kill it, and it's like, oh, she's not moving. We can't play with it anymore. It's sort of similar in the way humans treat ants and other insects. This movie shows that different species of animals will exploit each other for their own personal gain. The world of the movie is portrayed as a very cruel place, like this weird tree thing that's endlessly been killing these innocent bad things just because it landed on its branch. Another example of this world's cruelty, the Drogs exploit humans for entertainment even if it hurts them. And then when the humans try to rebel against their masters, they are seen as nothing more than vermin that needs to be destroyed. There's a lot of human slaughter in this movie. Humans are killed in various horrible ways. In that sense, the movie's also an allegory for slavery, but I also think there's a lot of evidence that leads towards the humans representing animals. You know how, us humans do a lot of things that animals and insects couldn't even begin to comprehend. Well, this movie explores that a little bit. Like this trippy as hell sequence where the Drogs are doing this. You sort of get that it's meditation, but at the same time there's something a little abstract about it. Well, how about this scene? Like, what do you think's going on here? My theory is that it's all the drug children going to school, but again, it's a bit abstract. You'll never fully know what's going on, really. For some people, not fully knowing what's going on might be a negative. They might think it's a bit weird or confusing, but I personally really like this detail because it reinforces the idea of the film. I like the many different perspectives the film takes. For example, in the scene where a bunch of the humans kill a Drog, from the human's perspective, it's like a triumph. But, like, from the Drog's perspective, it's like, well, how would you feel if you saw your friend get killed by, like, a bunch of rats? I like that on some level we can relate to the Drogs at least a little bit and understand them. Yeah, the movie focuses more on the humans, but the Drogs get a lot of time too. And yeah, they feel like humans. They talk about things in a very human way. They have these meetings as to what to do about these pests. And it's like, this is what humans do. I like that it keeps things grey. I like that it's not just black and white, humans good, Drogs evil. I like that, there's some level of depth here. I like that the planet itself is just as much as a character as anyone else in the movie, because the movie is called Fantastic Planet, so much time is dedicated to developing this world, and you can just sort of imagine it being an actual planet somewhere out there in the galaxy, and that's really cool. This movie is also animated in a really cool way. It utilizes something called cutout animation, where they literally cut out paper and other things like that, such as cardboard, and move it in front of a background. And if you ask me, that's really cool. It looks great. I think South Park used a very similar technique, but Fantastic Planet obviously did it better. I only really have one gripe with this movie, and it's the ending. It's not really that it's bad per se, because it's not, but it's nowhere near as good as the rest of the movie. So after the Drogs drive the out of town, they find this abandoned village after going on this big journey, and inside they find rockets, and they figure out how to work the rockets. They then take the rockets to another planet and find statues and immediately decide to destroy them, which kills the drugs on the alien planet, on the other main planet for some reason. And so this results in the drugs saying, okay, we're sorry for what we've done with you, let's peacefully coexist. And the movie ends on a drug petting a human like a cat. It's like, it just feels a bit abrupt and like it happened too quickly. I'm not against the movie ending with them coexisting, I'm just more against how the film got there, you know? Despite the ending not being perfect, Fantastic Planet is well worth your time. It's not gonna be for everyone, but I think every film buff should see this movie at least once. It's a work of art and something that deserves to be remembered. Alright, that's a wrap for the first episode of In-Depth Analysis. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Your support helps out the channel. And just thank you for sticking with me. Goodbye.